Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Afternoon DOOGER. My child decided when I was literally leaving the room that she was starving and that she was actually gonna die if I didn't make her food right now. And normally, on any other day, I'd say, that's great. That's actually your dad's problem. I believe you. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that you're dying of hunger. But I have to go. Goodbye. But it's Father's Day. I can't do that. It's Father's Day today. I can't just be like, sounds like something to bring up with your dad. Something always, yeah. If my kid is home, it's that like sudden urgency of like, wait, my mom's about to be gone. My mom's about to go do a thing. Or it's me caving into my own urgency, which I believe is the cause for all of the times that I spill shit all over myself, you know. Our dad's not allowed to work on Father's Day. It's more like an easy thing that I can do for Sam on Father's Day is say, you know what, buddy, sleep as long as you want. I don't give a shit. Sleep as long as you want. Clark's old enough that she can just chill on the couch for, you know, an hour or so while I do Sunday afternoon doogs. Like, not an issue, you know? Anyway, I made her food. I made her something quick, you know, but she's not dying. She will eat. It's okay. But yeah, Father's Day here. And in America, I believe. I believe both. Because my calendar shows both American holidays as well as UK holidays. So we get to have those lovely moments where it shows two of the same holiday, occasionally in rare form. And I believe today is Father's Day in both places. I can't speak to the EU. I can't speak to any other place in Europe. No clue. That's not in my sphere. Oh, she could have settled on one day. You know, within my sphere, Mother's Day is always a nightmare. Mother's Day is different in America and in England, or the United Kingdom in general, maybe. So I get wished a happy Mother's Day twice a year, which is very sweet, but I panic both times because I'm like, wait, which one is it? Shit. My wife went to a gig in London last night, so I've been wrangling my son all morning. I went to a sip and paint yesterday. It was very fun. I went to a sip and paint with one of the other moms. The one that we went on vacation with. One of the other moms that I've become like closer friends with. She was like, there's gonna be a sip and paint in town, which by the way is like, you know, one of those like art sort of things where you're instructed on how to make something or how to paint something, and included in the price of entry for the art class, you also get one drink. So Yeah, it was very cute. It was really fun. The lady who was running it, I guess, has run lots of art classes in London and recently moved to be further out in the country. But she was like, I've been trying to figure out like where to run classes. So, she was so sweet. She was really sweet. She was like, oh my gosh, where are you from? We like chatted for a while. She was like, yeah, I really miss London, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, but that is if I'm following what people are talking about in chat properly, that is the dangerous thing, is there are cups for rinsing your paintbrushes. If you're somebody who paints at home, you have also had this deadly situation happen. There's the cups for rinsing your paintbrushes, but then there's also cups for everybody's drinks. And if they don't make it really clear which is the rinsing cup, this is why in our house, we don't use cups. We don't use cups. I use Tupperware trays because ain't nobody gonna pick that up and try to drink it. That's not happening, right? It's really clear which thing you're supposed to rinse in. But at this thing, yeah, there were a couple of times where I was like, oop, not that one. This is me. Happy to say, did not drink paint. Do I have my phone though? I do not. Dang it. My thing turned out very cute. She gets leather offcuts from people who like make leather bags and things. She buys the offcuts and then runs classes where you paint the leather and then make something out of the leather, which is very cool. So I decided to make a passport holder for Clarky, and I did the thing I've talked about before where you just make lines in different colors and then make the end of the line look like a snake head. So you literally just paint a line and then you go dot, dot, tongue. Dot, dot, tongue. And it turned out super cute. I did get feedback. Which... as I've talked about with you guys before, we are currently trying to teach my kid that not everything needs critique, right? Sometimes you just say thanks. I don't mind. I'm glad that she and I have that sort of relationship and she knows that I don't care, but trying to explain like, but not everybody's gonna be like, here's a gift, and then when you respond with, I actually really don't like this part, they're probably gonna say, fuck you, it was a gift, I don't care. Just take the gift, right? Anyways, so yeah, made her a thing. She really liked it, except for one of my color choices. She was like, I really don't like this color choice that you made. I was like, I totally get it. If you want, we could try to repaint it, but it has been riveted in, so it might not look as clean. She was like, it's fine. It's like, okay, great. But overall it was a banger. So, but yeah, that was really, really fun. And I hope that lady does more because she was really cool, and I'd like to take more of her classes. I've never done that, but I have used my mouth to repoint the brush. Oh, yeah. When it still had a little bit of paint on it. I've also done that. I have also done that. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I hate this. It's, you know, you don't realize until you're like part of the raising process of a tiny human, which things are going to need explanation. You know? And one of them for my kid absolutely is like, she has a lot of really good leadership qualities. So I feel like my main job right now is teaching her like how to hone that for good, if that makes sense. She wants people to be doing things like the proper way, whatever she thinks the proper way is. So that we've now realized, like, okay, so these are things that we need to start working on, right? Is not saying that's bad necessarily, but like the way that you think something should be done is not necessarily the way it should be done, right? You can have a preference for how things are done, but so will other people. And if you want to be the person who's like trying to make things happen, a really important like aspect of that role is listening to other people, right? And as like helping to decide what is best for the group and what's the best way to do it for everybody, not just for you, you know? Yeah, those sorts of conversations. It's really interesting as kids get older, realizing like, okay, this is the direction our personality is going in, right? Not our, that was weird. This is the direction that your personality is going in. I'm supposed to be like one of your life guides for up to a certain point at least. So how can I help with that, you know? At that age, I feel like it's super easy to get labeled as bossy forever. Absolutely. This is why earlier this week, somebody made a joke, which a lot of people have made because of Jessie, made a joke about Clark being a mean girl. And I was saying, I really feel like I should probably just stop talking about like Clark anecdotes overall. Not only because she's getting older and she deserves her privacy, but also because it is very easy for people to just start labeling kids that way, 100%. If I tell a story about Clark being sassy at all, somebody's like, a mean girl, just like Jessie said, you know? Or yeah, if I'm like, yeah, she got really upset about XYZ because she wanted things to be her way, somebody will be like, oh, she's really bossy, huh? I'm like, I don't want to think of it that way. And I don't want her to start thinking of herself that way, right? I think this is on the same tree as a lot of really good personality traits. And to boil it down to, well, she's just a bossy kid, isn't helpful, you know? So as a young autistic kid, I had opinions, TM. Yeah. And that's not bad. That's not bad, right? I wonder at what age kids start remembering things they learn. I mean, pretty early. Like, to what degree? What do you mean? Your room is really cute. Thank you. Sam yesterday was like, so when are you gonna decorate your room? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean my room is decorated? And then he gestured to the rest of the room and was like, all this, all this shit. I was like, oh, but that's not real. What do you mean? Yeah, that's off camera. That doesn't exist. So. I remember when I cared what my coworkers saw, but now they just see the blurry art mess. Yeah. Oddly enough, I feel like when I first started making content, right? I cared less. Thus, all of my, they're still up. Probably a mistake. They're still up. You can go find them. All of my early YouTube videos, Mountain Dew cans as far as the eye can see, dude. Oh my, shit everywhere. Like, I had my whole ass out. Like, you truly saw how I lived in those videos. I'm gonna go look. Feel free. Feel free. To be fair, keep in mind, that was 15 years ago. I've grown. I've grown. I don't drink Mountain Dew anymore. Now, sometimes I surface and I look around and go, who put 15 moldy coffee cups in my office? That's crazy. Whoever did that is a mess. Who would do that? I'm different now. Cheers. I was talking with Sam about it because I was like, I clearly need to like change my habits regarding my office because I set stuff in a place and then it doesn't exist anymore, right? Like that's the kind of brain I have. So if I set it over there, it becomes part of, this is an aspect of the like pack rat, like growing up around hoarders thing, right? I set it over there and then it becomes part of the mush. It's part of the mush. What's over there? That's white noise. Doesn't even exist. That's why it's so funny when Sam gestures to the rest of my office and goes, this, what are you doing with the rest of this? And I go, what even is that? That's not real. That's over there. You know. How many coffee cups are in view at the moment? One. Because I've been trying to be better. Because I've been trying to be better. But I was saying to Sam, I think at least for a bit, I think something that would help a lot is if I chose a mug, probably like a Dodger coffee mug, right? Like one of the nice Dodger coffee mugs that I have. And that was my office mug. And if I want a drink, I have to clean that mug, right? I have to take that mug into the kitchen, clean it, and put coffee in that same mug. Like that is the mug I'm allowed to have in my office. One, because the others are white noise. No, that's not what's happening. Is that a paint mug? This one? No. We did accidentally steal it from a martial arts place though. And there's a part of my brain that goes, one day I should give this back. But it's made friends now, you know? It's been in there for so long. That place is so far away. I feel bad. I did message them being like, hi, I accidentally stole one of your mugs. Can I shoot you guys some money? Because I don't think I'm gonna ever make it back there. How do you accidentally steal a mug? They made me a latte in it and watched me just walk out of the building with it. I was mid-conversation with Sam and Clark, like this, walking to the car, took a sip, went to put it in the cup, didn't even register when putting it in the cup holder that it was not a cup I should have. Put it in the cup holder. No, nobody else in the car either was like, why do you have that? Drove off. Part of the problem is that I don't currently have any travel mugs. So if I make myself a coffee, I literally just take a mug like this into the car and just put it in the cup holder. So it didn't feel strange to me. It was just like, yep, here we go. Coffee and then drive. Got home, went, what? Oh my God, why do I have this? So That's what happened. It's their fault they didn't stop you. You know, sure. That's not true, but not saying that they did try to stop me and I was like, fuck you, idiots, cheers. You know, it was busy there. They're not a cafe. They just happen to have a coffee section of the martial arts place. A mother and a criminal. Happy Father's Day, guys. Cheers. Life of crime, truly. They know martial arts though. They can just drop kick me. That's our mug. Oh my goodness. Does it say martial arts? It doesn't say anything on it. Porcelain. Hotelware, it says. Maybe they stole it first. It's a nice mug, dude. Well, Next Fest isn't done yet. I refuse to say my faves until it's done. I think we're... Oh no. Am I gonna be able to stream on Monday? Oh no. I'm getting lunch with Limes tomorrow. In London. I don't think I'm gonna be able to stream tomorrow. Shit. Well. Arnar. Condensation. Sorry. I'm sorry. I hadn't seen that clip in so long. I had just heard other people do the Arnar clear, right? I hadn't seen that clip in such a long time. And then I stumbled onto it on YouTube the other day, and now I can't stop thinking about it. Emma! It's H2O, isn't it? There's an old movie, I think called H2O. I know, Dojums, I'm sorry. There's a movie called H2O that's about like secret mermaids. I think it's like Ranma style. If they touch water, they just turn into a mermaid. So the context is one of the mermaid girls goes into the bathroom and there's condensation in the bathroom. And she's like, Arnar! the condensation! And then turns into a mermaid in the middle of the bathroom. So yeah. That's where that's from. I don't know. I think she just like touched the condensation. I think there was like condensation on the mirror and she touched, I'm trying to remember. And she turned into a mermaid. Anyways. They literally turned from drinking water It's so good. It's so silly. I love it. It's like Final Destination with mermaids. Make that a video game. That's so funny. A video game where you're a person, but you're actually a mermaid. And you're trying to just like live a normal life, but there are so many ways that you can accidentally reveal that you're a mermaid. Stealth game. Yes. Yeah. If you touch water, you don't turn into like a sexy mermaid. You just turn into a flopping fish. Why do they live on land if it's so hard to keep it secret? I don't know, man. Have you seen Luca? They just want to experience the world, man. They want to go to school. I love Luca, by the way. It's like one of my comfort movies now. They want to be where the people are. 2 of you made that joke in a row. Well done. Yes. And it could have like that stealth element where sometimes you have to turn into a fish because somebody's looking for something weird and you're like, the only way I can get out, you think that the best way to complete the game is to stay human, but sometimes you have to purposefully turn into a fish. How does one unbecome a fish? You gotta dry off, I guess. In Luca, literally, they could just shake their body like a dog and be a human again, which I always wanted to call bullshit on. It's like, that's silly. I don't care how hot the Tuscan sun is. That's silly. I'm messaging Jesse. New game idea. Stealth game where you're a human who's secretly a fish. You have to try to live life normally, but if any water touches you, you'll just turn into a normal ass fish. The game is booby trapped with social and physical situations where it would be normal to engage with water. This is a good idea. Just let it sink in. Okay, great. Really, Disney won't press copyright charges? We're not making Luca. We're not making Luca. I'm using Luca and H2O as examples of the concept. Imagine washing your hands. That's 100. That has to be one. One of them has to be you're in the bathroom. A coworker or a friend walks in and they want to walk out with you, but you know You're not going to be able to walk out unless you wash your hands. You have to wash your hands. What do you do? Ugh. Oh, goodness. Anyway. Great. Look at us. That's game development. That's game development right there. Quasar, if you wanna link it in Discord, in the stream chat channel on Discord, I will watch it later. I'm not gonna watch it during stream now. This is cloud gaming right now. I cannot believe. Okay, look, after. So if you go into stream chat right now, the last link is the link to the newest Geekenders, which thank you to the people who post links to the new Geekenders. Is I should be doing that. But anyway, the second that episode was done, Jesse was like, give me a face like you're playing a game. So I did this. Ready? Okay, I posed. And he said it was perfect. And that he loved it. And then he didn't use it in the thumbnail. So what was it all for, man? I'm upset. This is drama. This is drama. And I will be thinking about it forever. Every time he tells me to pose and then says, perfect, that's the one, I'm gonna be like, is it? You stinky liar. Jesse and I have always been beefing though. Beef between me and Jesse doesn't count. What control do I have? None. I run the stream. And then the thumbnail and the VOD and all of that is Jesse. What if it's for a secret thing? Like what? That would be so much worse if he was like, no, you don't understand. I'm collecting weird pictures of you for something. Way worse. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Sometimes you come up with episode titles like Minion Impossible. That was peer pressure. That was peer and community pressure. That was me live on stream knowing that if I was like, you gotta turn us into minions and you gotta call this episode Minion Impossible, that he would be pressured into doing that. So, and he did, but he didn't give me the one big eyeball. Thumbnails specifically, that's my sticking point. And then Dropped Frames had the same conversation about minions. Did they make themselves minions in the thumbnail? This is so important. No? Guys, where's the whimsy? Where is everybody's whimsy at? Where's the whimsy? Give me one giant eyeball. Don't ask questions. It's a beautiful day today, by the way. My dog seems less like she feels like she's in hell. Our poor dog is not built for warm weather. Yesterday it was very hot and she was miserable, man. We had the cooling mat out. I was giving her ice water. We had the fan on her. We were doing everything we could and she was just like, didn't want to eat. She ate eventually. Once the sun went down, she ate. Like, I'm not eating in this sun. That's crazy. Why did I forget you had a dog? Why was that surprising to me just now? I don't know, man. I can empathize. Yeah, I mean... Did I tell you guys that the little boy is probably another hen? My mother-in-law, I feel like I did talk about this. My mother-in-law was like, why are none of these cockerels crowing yet? So she went to a forum that's just filled with old ladies that love chickens and was like, these are all of our baby chickens. They are old enough that they should be crowing if they're cockerels. And these are the things that I've noticed them doing, which made me think they must be cockerels, but they're not doing any of them. And all of the old ladies were like, oh yeah, they're all girls. They're all hens. So, yeah, we weren't basing it on physicality. It was on like personality and what they were doing, their behavior. So yeah, they were like, looks like they're all hens, honey. I think you're fine. So yeah, so little boy, baby boy, big baby, is another hen. So great. Yeah. Well, we were feeling like, oh my gosh, Cindy and little boy are getting along so well. That's great. You know, he's seeming like he's gonna turn into like a really nice, chill cockerel. Like they're not fighting. They're doing just fine. And we're like, well, it's probably because she's just a young hen. You shipped the chickens? What does that mean? Shipped them where? Do you mean like fanfic shipped them? How did you get here? What are you talking about? Yeah, but how did we get here? What do you mean? What did I say that made you go, this fucking weirdo's shipping her chickens? You said that they got along. I thought I heard that they looked cute together. No, they just weren't killing each other. They just weren't murdering each other, that's all. Chickens do not like meeting new chickens. Let me, come with me. Come with me to a world of chickens. So chickens are really difficult to introduce to each other. They do not like each other at first. If one of them is, if you have like, say in our situation, we have two chickens that now know each other. The only reason that we did Cindy, our solo chicken, the only one that has fended off predators. We had solo chicken Cindy. We introduced baby boy, who I'm just gonna keep calling baby boy because that's her name. It was 1 and 1. They were on even footing for the most part. Baby boy clearly smaller because not as old, but Cindy is a very chill chicken. So we were like, I think this is gonna be okay. And neither of them can gang up on each other, really, right? Now that we have 2 chickens that know each other and get along, if we were then to say, let's add 1 more, they would bully the shit out of new chicken. You know the pecking order thing? It's real. They would bully the shit out of this chicken to be like, know your place, idiot. They are aggro as fuck. So we now have 2 chickens. So we have to introduce 2 chickens. So that they are on even footing. So 2 chickens, and we need to introduce 2 chickens that know each other. Fingers crossed. And then they'll be on even footing and they can kind of do some of this. They're gonna peck each other, but what you don't want is if they as a group decide that one of them is like the weak link, they are mean girls. They decide that one of them is the weak link or one that they can bully, they will peck them, pull out their feathers. It's mean. It's awful. We had that situation when we first adopted the 4 ex-battery hens, which Cindy is the only one left of. But one of them we had to like semi-separate from the rest. So she was in a cage inside of the coop. And at night we would put her in the coop with everybody still to sleep. But like in the day-to-day activities, we had to keep her separate because they decided she was the one they were gonna bully. And after we separated them for a while, they got to like reacquaint again and they didn't bully her as bad anymore. But like, it's figuring out social structure with chickens is so obnoxious. So we were hoping that Cindy, being a big badass babe, who's also sweet and chill, that she would train a young cockerel to be nice, because cockerels, now that I've described hens, you can imagine cockerels can also be big bitches, just assholes, just the worst. So we were like, Cindy can teach him to respect the hens. But it turns out little boy is just another hen. So it's fine. It's just funny that we were like, they're getting along so well. He's gonna be such a good rooster. No. How is the mighty Lady Cinderblock? She's all right. Yeah, she's good. Their fenced off area, the grass has gotten so long. We need to, I can't call it a strimmer. It's just weird. We need to get the weed whacker in there and just cut it down. It's not big enough to get a mower in, but we could weed whack it pretty easy. If you got a cockerel, what would you do when they started breeding? I don't know. I don't know, but he would be an alarm. He would be a loud deterrent. To foxes and all sorts, you know. We do have baby geese. They're getting sold though. They are not staying. Looks at my sister-in-law. They're not staying. He loves them, but they're not staying, okay? This guy? Rune Factory devs sent me that. That's the dragon in the new Rune Factory game. He turns into a sheep for some reason. Goodness. Man. Altars came out. I really want to play Altars. The Lies of P DLC is out, but I have to get to where I need to be in order to do the DLC because I New Game Plus like an idiot. Maybe I'll play Altars off stream. Do you want to do it on New Game Plus? I mean, no. But I don't have my original save. I don't think. Somebody said that they went back and looked at the VOD and I hecked it. I can just do it on story mode though. So it'll go fast, but it doesn't change the fact that I still have to do it. Sam's not gonna play it. Sam's not gonna play it now. Yeah, or maybe ever. We don't know, man. Too many things come out. Too much stuff comes out. Apparently you can just download a completed save file. That's not a bad idea. Here's the issue. You won't know what choices they've made. You won't know what choices they've made. What kind of Timmy have they built? What Timmy are they? An oily one, that's for sure. That's for sure. I don't mind. Maybe it's coming across poorly. I don't mind the idea of replaying Oily Timmy. It's just carving out the time. That's all. Carving out the time is difficult. That's all. Yeah, in story mode? What the fuck is Oily Timmy? Lies of P. Because, I'll take you through the lore. Because the character that you play as in Lies of P looked a lot like Timothée Chalamet when the first preview came out. And he's a puppet. He's a robot boy. So I called him Oily Timmy. And we just kept calling him that. Slick Tim. The hair is all I needed. Yeah. And I'm not the only one. We all looked at that hairstyle and went, that's the Timothée Chalamet hair. And now here we are. What's about Donkus Bonkus? There's a boss. Okay, look. There's a boss that you can fight, that you have to fight, and he drops a donkey head mask. And sometimes I got so frustrated with a fight that it was just easier to take on my alter ego. Oily Timmy's alter ego, Donkus Bonkus. Yeah, the man behind the mask, you know? Donkus Bonkus was the Green Goblin. Yeah, exactly. You put on the donk and then you bonk. That's how it works. Sounds like there's a lot of lore in Lies of P. Yeah, all of that is built-in lore. All of that, that's all part of the game. You should play it. It's a really good game. I wonder if it's in the DLC. The whole DLC, we're just by ourselves, but every time we see our own reflection, it's just Donkus Bonkus. Yeah, and he just goes, aw. We go, shut up, Donkus Bonkus. I don't need you anymore. Actual DLC is gonna be disappointing now. Yeah, but in Timothy Chalamet's voice. How much money do you think I would have to pay? I would have to pay Timmy Shal, Big Tim. How much money do you think I would have to pay for him to just do a donkey noise? I wouldn't tell anyone. Well, I guess I'm telling you now, but you wouldn't believe me that he actually did it, right? Like, how much would I how much should I have to pay him to just do a cheeky little donkey noise and have it just be just a goof between us buds, me and I, you know? Does he do cameos? I doubt it. He's the Dune Man now. I doubt it. Oh, I'm sure so many people. It's an extreme. Either he played it because everybody goofed that the main character looked like him, or he will never play it because everybody goofed that the main character looked like him. Goodness gracious. I like this concept of me going to Jesse and being like, hey, Jesse, I need you to get me the hookup to talk to Ben Starr, who probably knows a guy that probably knows Timothy Chalamet. Jesse, can I use you to climb the ladder to somehow get to Timothy Chalamet and ask him to do a donkey noise? This all feels really worth it. Yeah, we can, how many degrees of Kevin Bacon? We can do that with Ben. If one day he's on Geekenders, I can look Ben in the eyes and be like, Ben, this is for a really important reason. How many degrees of separation is there between you and Timothy Chalamet? Jess is 3 degrees to Kevin Bacon. I have no idea. I have no idea what my degrees of separations are to Kevin Bacon. But part of what helps with that is I don't remember anyone's names. So, you know, I can imagine a person. There's like a person, but the whole time I'll sit there being like, you know, they were in that movie, and in the movie they were like a kid, but not the whole time. Like, we'll never get there. Well, it's not worth it. The exercise isn't worth it. You could get a donkey for the farm and call him Timmy. True. This is I don't know why this is reminding me of this. There's a clip that YouTube really wanted me to watch that was like this little kid. There was a guy at a panel and this little kid asked the guy what his net worth is. And you know, the subtitle in the video was like, this man gave this little kid the best answer. So this little kid was like, what's your net worth? And he was like, whoa, well, you know, I've got 2 of this type of car, and I've got, you know, X, Y, and like listing off some stuff that he owns. And then he's like, but really my net worth and the most valuable thing I have is the people in my life. And, you know, the time spent with the people that I love. And all of the adults on the stage were like, good answer. That's absolutely true. Good answer. Good answer. And all the comments were, good answer. That's a great answer for a little kid. I was like, if I was that little kid, I'd be like, no, how much money are you worth? That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. What are you talking about? Answer the question. Thanks for flexing that you have a bunch of friends, I guess, but how much money are you worth was my question. Cut the bullshit, exactly. Dodger, Will Wheaton, Kevin Bacon. That makes sense. I think any answer, if somebody's like, what's your net worth? And you don't immediately say, I don't really feel comfortable answering that. If you're gonna try to answer it, but your answer is like, well, I have a pool and I have 2 houses, and I'd be like, that's not what I asked. What is the number? Right? Like, I think any answer like that would be really frustrating. Yeah, do I have a net worth? No clue. You have to be at a certain tax bracket to even know your net worth, right? Like, but yeah, if that kid is old enough to ask someone what their net worth is, I assume they know in some way what that means, like what they are asking, you know? I know why I thought of it, because somebody said you should get a donkey. Somebody said you should get a donkey and name it Timmy. And it reminded me that this guy was like, I have 2 goats. One of them is called Felicia because it makes me laugh when my kid says bye, Felicia. And I was like, that's a joke just for that guy, not for the kid. And if I got a donkey and named it Timmy, that would be a joke exclusively for me. You know? So you just said gonky. Well, I did say goat and then corrected it to donkey, so maybe I said gonky by accident. Gonky's good though. That's a good word. Where is it? Right there. On top of my fingy. This dot is a reflection on the mug. But yes, we have a dead pixel. You found him. Congratulations. I have nothing like I can give you, but you did it. When will scientists create the gonky? Maybe one day. Da 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 da. I got these. I showed them during Geekenders, but I was sent the like promo box for altars and had an awesome like hot pink like string pull bag, like a sports one. So I gave that to Clark. And she loves it. So great. But they also sent me these. They're keycaps. And I love getting keycaps, but I realized I don't think that they're gonna work well with the keyboard I have. Because the keys on my keyboard are like flatter than this. So I don't think that they're gonna work together. But I have a couple of keys that I've been holding on to. I have a Warframe key, a green Warframe key. And a couple other ones, I think. So I'm like, should I just like build a keyboard? because these, yeah, they're like chunky ones, which I like. I actually prefer chunky keys. See, it's a thick man. A thick key. My A. See if I can get it out. I need my little tongers. I won't be able to get it out with my tongers, I don't think. But they're thinner. Da, 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 da. The person who asked the other stuff that was in there, pins and stickers, of course, the classics. A keychain, which I also gave to my kid. The keychain was of a sheep. And she just learned about Dolly the sheep in school. So I was like, it's meant to be Dolly, the cloned sheep. She was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I like them. I'd like them to be on the key. I think it would be so fun to like slowly have a keyboard that just looks crazy. Like just a combination of a bunch of different keys. I think that would be great. Get out of here, man. Da 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 da. The sponsored segment keyboard, yeah. Ba 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 ba. I've never tried to build a keyboard. I have a lot of friends that build keyboards. I've never tried to do that. Pete's wondering what's growing out of your grass wall. These little things, they're little mushroom shelves. I thought they were gonna be bigger. So they're very tiny. They're much too tiny to like matter on this wall. The letter A brought to you by the altars. Word up. Lost in Random. That's the other game that came out that I still have not played. Oh my gosh, and I loved the demo for the new Lost in Random so much. Man, there's so many things to play. Barfs. I'm happy. It's an embarrassment of riches. It's just, you know. Yeah, so this week, tomorrow I won't be here because I'm meeting up with Limes. Fingers crossed. Thursday, I also won't be here because it's sports day, I think. So we'll have a light week. We'll have a light week this week. Hot day for the littles, I know. They're still tiny, so they really do just let these kids like kind of fart their way through all of the sports day stuff. It's great. What am I supposed to do? Watch someone else stare at a blank screen, play Oily Timmy? You could play Oily Timmy. Oily Timmy's great. I have a job interview at normal stream time, so at least I won't be missing anything. Sending you good vibes with job interview. You're gonna crush it. What is my dog barking at, man? Peaches, weeches, peaches, weeches. What are you barking at? Peachy, weechy. What are you barking at? Cars, runners, horses. It could be anything out here. Whenever I hear clip clopping outside, I'm like, ugh. I know Peach is gonna be like, horse! Bark, 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 bark. Like, I used to really enjoy when the horses went by, and now I'm like, oh no. Yeah, horses in their cars driving by. Horse! It's a horse! Mm-hmm. But yeah, ideally, so once I was done being offended when Sam asked when I was gonna decorate my office, I said, I think ideally we should build a partition wall for like sound reasons. Ideally, we should make a wall. We should build a wall here that also goes this way and hits like right there. So that the server and all of the equipment that runs the internet on the farm can stay where it needs to, but it's not infecting my audio constantly. And then I can actually put like acoustic panels in front of me, because when I'm a voice in MonsterCon, the most recent Monster Prom game. I came back as a Ravi. The difference between recording my lines in this office and recording my lines in Sam's office is so noticeable. It's so noticeable. I did my lines for, oh my God, what's the pumpkin girl? I was also the voice of the pumpkin girl in the last Monster Prom game. It's not the mic. No, the mic is very good. No, it's that this room goes on and on forever. I have the world's loudest server right next to me. This room is so long with nothing in it. Jacqueline, thank you. So like it's fine, but it can be way better. When we were playing MonsterCon and I was hearing my lines, I was like, oh my God, the quality is not nearly as good as when I recorded for Jacqueline, which sucks. It made me want to like reach out and be like, can I re-record all my lines? But I don't think they're gonna do that. Maybe decorations would help. I don't think you understand. Decorations won't help. A wall will help. This is a very long room. I would need to fill it with so much stuff. Anyways, partition wall is the plan. How many feet from desk to wall? I'll tell you when I've reached the other end of the room. Hey. It's a long room. So, I'm gonna put up a wall. It's not that sorry, sometimes it feels like I'm repeating myself a bunch, but clearly I'm not explaining myself properly. The audio, when I have to record something where it does matter, this is the last time I'm gonna reiterate this because otherwise I'll start getting snippy and I don't want to. The audio quality of us right now is fine for streaming. The audio quality of us right now is not okay for voice acting or recording music. It doesn't work for that. It's not clean enough. In this situation, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of background noise, right? It matters when I have to make something crispy and clean. I cannot make something crispy and clean enough unless I go to Sam's office. And I would rather be able to just do that in here. You would get high quality audio. We would be in the same room. The wall would go up. The audio now would be better too. See? Do you see what's happened now? I'm putting up a wall. I'm putting up a wall. You don't even have to build it. I don't know why you were complaining. You don't even have to build the wall. I'm building it. No, a real wall. An actual wall. Yes, I'm using the new mixer right now. This is my microphone. The microphone's fine. The microphone isn't the issue. The mixer is brand new. I'm building a wall. Great. And to the person who asked why we couldn't hang do a curtain rod with like a thick curtain, that is a perfectly valid question. It's because I'm in the attic of a building and the ceiling does not account for that. The ceiling goes like this. Like a cartoon barn. Okay. So where does the curtain rod go? There isn't a place to put the curtain rod where it's going to cover everything. I'm building a wall. Yes, I'm building a wall. It's a wall. I'm building one. It's gonna be a wall. Yes. Once that motherfucker is behind a wall, whole new life, dude. Whole new life. It's gonna be incredible. Yes, I'll be able to temperature regulate in here a lot better as well. That's absolutely true. When it's really cold, it'll be a lot easier to make it so my workspace is warm. When it's warm, it'll be a lot easier to just set up a fan and have it be cooler. It will improve a lot of things. We're walling off the heat noise box. Why didn't you lead with that? I did. Crash out would be so valid right now. It's the heat. It's the heat, guys. It's because the heat, guys. We're all just too sweaty. We can't do this right now. Today is a lot better. I completely agree. That's why I was saying yesterday my dog was miserable. She was so miserable. It was so nasty here. Clearly I'm able to wear a sweater, so it's not nearly as bad today. It's been like off and on overcast and then sunny. So during the sunny times, and then once it becomes overcast and a bunch of wind blows into my house, I'm like, all right, sweater back on. Yeah. Yeah, not excited about sports day stuff. I think that's gonna be awful, but oh well. Yeah. All right, okay. Sun keeps coming up each day. I'm doing fine, just passing time. Yeah, I'm curious to see like my kid isn't super athletic, but she's enjoyed sports day. I feel like probably as we don't have sports day in America. This is a new thing that I've had to learn about. But I feel like probably as kids get older, and feel less secure, like doing physical stuff unless that's like their whole thing. Yeah, I'm curious whether or not their feelings on sports day are gonna like rapidly change. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's always parent races. Last year, I had twisted my ankle, so I couldn't do the race. But Sam has done the dad race every year. Sports day isn't really a thing past primary school. Okay, good to know. How competitive does he get? Not super competitive. He does his best, and he usually does well, but one of the teachers gets way too into it, and the dads usually like have a pact of like, we just need to make sure we beat him. Which sounds like bullying, but this guy, like, he's so cocky about it, and he shows up in like full running gear and he usually wins. So they're like, we have to beat this motherfucker. Yeah, because his kid goes to the school. So, so he competes. It's very funny. He unites them. Yeah. Yeah. Wind. I replaced my office doorknob. Remember how my office doorknob decided to not work anymore? And my office has just been freeballing with no lock or doorknob for a long time now. Replaced it yesterday, and I had to completely attach it, detach it, completely attach it, detach it, and then completely attach it again. I had to undo the whole thing twice. But I figured it out. Because it's like one of those systems where one side is like a code situation and the other side is just a doorknob. And man, trying to keep everything in the right spot while screwing everything in and then being like, fuck, I did XYZ thing wrong or backwards. Oh my God. How many trips to the hardware store? 0. My father-in-law just came home with a replacement doorknob that was the exact same thing except new. So we knew that it was gonna just slot right in. It was just making sure that like what's the bit in the middle? I should know this. The bit in the like flat bit in the middle that everything has to sync up with to turn the correct way. The thingy, that guy with the spring. I apparently attached that properly to one side but not the other. And then the second time realized that the like latch that syncs up with the door was backwards, so the door still wouldn't shut. I was like, fuck off. I was so mad. But we persevered. We fixed it. You know when people like goof, or maybe not goof, you know the meme of being like, this changed my brain chemistry? There's an episode of Bluey, I know. There's an episode of Bluey where that I love. It's not one of the like super popular episodes, but it's the one where Bingo is learning how to play by herself because Bluey has gone to a birthday and Chili, their mom, is trying to fix the toilet. And she has a conversation with Bingo where Bingo's like asking her why she's doing it or, you know, whatever. And Chili tries to explain that she actually really enjoys it because she likes having a problem to solve. That like something that having like some sort of a puzzle to figure out or something that isn't working and figuring out how to make it work. makes her really happy. And when we watched that the first time, Clark was like, "That's like you." And I think about that now every time I get frustrated with something around the house that I'm trying to fix, because I am the person in our house that fixes doors, that fixes, like, you know, the dishwasher and the washing machine. And like, if something stops working, I'm the person who tries to fix it, right? And when I get really frustrated and I think about just walking away, I remember Clark being like, "That's like you." And I go, "You're right. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to figure it out." I don't know. It's cute. It was a very like positive thing to have affected me, you know? Yeah. It's very sweet. I like knowing that she feels like I can fix stuff, you know? I think sometimes we focus a lot on ways that we are not being a good role model. And it's nice to have either the kid or another adult point out something really positive. And it felt in that moment like Clark was pointing out something positive she had observed about me, you know? I don't know. I just thought it was really nice. I do ask for help. Don't worry. I'm not the sort of person that's like, "No, I can fix it. I'm fine." I ask for help all the time, but I like to see it through, whether it's because I need to ask for help or because I'm able to figure it out, you know? Yeah. Self-sufficiency does feel nice. But that's absolutely true, that it's good to know, it's good to be able to recognize the moment where you're like, "I'm out of my depth." I don't know how to do this, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah, don't worry. I'll tell you an embarrassing story. You ready? Where I asked for help and I absolutely did not need it. One time I was getting in the car and I could not get the seatbelt to like it had locked. The seatbelt had locked and I couldn't get it to unlock. I don't remember why the seatbelt had been clicked in without a person in it, and I can't remember why. I think like it was gosh, I don't even know, because it was the driver's seat. I have no idea. I don't know why this had happened. This was a couple of years ago. So I had like unclicked it and was trying to like get it to unlock, and I just couldn't. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I cannot get the seatbelt to just like unlock itself. And my father-in-law had come over and I was like, "Can you please look at the seatbelt, because I don't know what the issue is right now and it's really frustrating me." And he realized that the reason that it couldn't unlock was because the seat, I have to scooch the seat all the way forward in order to drive. And so he scooched the seat all the way back and was like, now it's got more to work with, basically. And he was able to like unclick it. But I hadn't even thought that maybe part of the issue is that the seat was just like pulling on it in like a weird way. I feel like I'm describing this poorly, but basically all I needed to do was move the seat back. And I didn't think to do that because I was like, that's where the seat goes. But that's where the seat goes for me to drive, you know. And I just couldn't get it to unlock. And the second that he like pushed the seat back. It was fine. So, you know, we all brain fart. There was also the time that I was trying to power wash. I had borrowed a power wash from Sam's brother so that I could do our back, like rock work. Not rock work, but like the back patio in our old place. Had plugged it in, could not get it to work. I was like, I don't know what's wrong. The hose is plugged in. It's plugged into the wall. What is going on? This was like maybe 2 or 3 months after I had moved to England, and I was not used to how the outlets worked yet. And I called my father-in-law and was like, hey, everybody's coming over like really soon, and I cannot get the power washer to work. He was like, oh yeah, I'll just swing by. Swung over, and the outlet wasn't on. So it was like, click. I was like, thanks. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to turn on an outlet. I appreciate that. In England, this is a great safety feature, and it's also really nice for just like maintaining and like keeping track of your energy usage. Outlets have switches, individual switches per outlet. So you are in control of turning them on and off. And to this day, I forget about that sometimes. No, we don't have that in the United States at all. There are a few houses like that in Kansas. I had never seen that before in my life until I came to live in the United Kingdom. So, yeah. US switches have the protector thingies that trigger on the outlets. I don't know what that means. Yes, exactly. That's a good way to describe it. If you've seen a switch for like a garbage disposal, it's that, but imagine the part that you like plug something into, the outlet, right next to that part that you plug, it'll have a tiny switch. So if you're looking at one that has like 2 on top of each other, right? Like in America, you might have two outlets per cover. There would be a switch next to each one to individually decide which one you want power going to. So, yeah. On one hand, you can turn off switches individually, and on the other, you have separate hot and cold faucets. Bro, I'm trying to replace the faucets in the bathrooms in our house because the mineral buildup is so bad on them that Clark literally can't turn on the faucets. So it's obnoxious, right? Because when she goes to the bathroom and stuff, I want her to be able to wash her hands without having to be like, can someone please, can somebody please help me? So yeah. And the hot and cold separate faucet pisses me off so bad. Like I hate it. Candy, thank you so much for the raid.
Hi guys, welcome to the stream. I normally end in about 15 minutes, but maybe I'll go a little bit longer.
Just a smidge because it's Father's Day. I'm complaining. Maybe complaining is the wrong word. We're talking about UK to US and like differences. I was talking about the switches on the outlets and how that was crazy to me as an American, but also the faucets here. If you go to the bathroom, there will be a separate for hot and cold instead of combining them, and I think that's dumb. Anyways, now you're all caught up. Now you're all caught up. Welcome, guys. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you for the raid. Can those faucets be changed to a single? I assume. I assume so. Surely it's just saying, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? The cold and the hot? Surely you just say, put them together. Surely it goes like this. And instead of going whoop, you go. The issue would be the countertop you would need to replace with only. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're saying there's a plumbing issue with it, I pinch my face. I would go again like this. We're back to mermaids. True. I was talking about H2O. And then we spitballed a game idea that I think would do gangbusters. All right, new people in here, people who've never met me before. Hello, let me pitch a game to you. Okay, you are a person, except you're not actually. You're a normal ass fish that got turned into a person, and you really don't want to stop being a normal ass person. You're enjoying yourself, but if you touch water, you will turn into a fish. H2O, right? Luca, right? Okay, we've seen this story before, but we're gonna turn it into a stealth video game. So you're a person and you keep getting put into like Wolf Among Us style social situations where there is an expectation that you touch, drink, interact with water, and you have to decide, how do I get through this without ruining my reputation as a normal human, but also without accidentally turning into a flopping, dying fish on the floor. Huh? One of the examples was you go to the bathroom at work because, of course, the second that you stopped being a flopping fish, you decided that you were going to get a job. You go to work. Somebody that you get along with well at work comes in, strikes up a conversation with you. Why did you go to the bathroom when you were a normal ass fish? I don't know, to keep up appearances, man. I don't know. Maybe you just needed a minute, you know? Anyways, you've clearly just come out of the stall. A person has come in and they are talking to you. They don't need to use the stall. They're just fixing their makeup or some shit. They're putting their hair in a new bun. I don't know. And they're waiting for you to wash your hands. What do? You can't just walk out. You can't just walk out. What's the plan? Anyways, I don't know. Dumb shit. Is that why some people don't wash their... They don't want to turn into a real ass fish. That's the issue, yeah. But then people started asking questions about like what counts as water. Like, could you wash your hands in something that looks like water but is not water? You know. I would squint. If I expected someone to wash their hands and instead they just used hand sanitizer, I would squint at that. I would wonder what's up with that. I would think about that for the rest of the day. I would talk about that with Sam when I got home. I'd be like, is this normal? I'd be on Google. I would think they're probably a fish. So... I know a water allergy is real. I do know that. Is this another weird UK thing? Yeah. In the United Kingdom, Sam, level with me. In the United Kingdom, is this like the hand washing dishes and leaving soap all over them thing? Like, are people chill with just using hand sanitizer instead of washing their hands after they've pee pooped? Is that a thing? Is this cultural? I need to know. Why don't they rinse the soap off? We can't. We can't go into it. We can't go into it. But also, yeah, why do they leave the soap on there? I think about that all the time. You opened this. I don't have the answers. I have no answers. I don't have the answers. I didn't grow up here. I don't know. The answer is because we're lazy. Just rinse the soap off. The soap's got all of the gummies in it. All the yucky boys are sitting in the soap. They're sitting in there. They're lounging. What if you need the soap later? Your food might taste better if it didn't have a soap aftertaste. That's all I'm saying. Just rinse the soap off, man. It gives extra seasoning. Anyways. Yes, that's absolutely a thing. I've been to enough English homes at this point that I have noticed a pattern of washing dishes in a soapy tub and not rinsing the dish off after scrubbing it with the soap. And I'm like, why? It's normal in the Netherlands too. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's an older people thing because of an advert? Because of what advert? Did you know if you eat soap, it'll clean your insides? Leave the soap on the dish. Winks. Soap don't go in mouth. That's what I'm saying. Soap don't belong in mouth. The soap, the gummies, the yucky boys sit in the soap. The yucky boys sit in the soap. Rinse the soap off. It's fine. I said we weren't gonna talk about this. But you're right, I did this. I did this. How else are we gonna get bubble mouth? Drop the shovel. Drop the shovel and walk away from the conversation. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And anyway, that's the mermaid game. It started off as a mermaid game. It started off as a mermaid game, but now it's just a you're a fish game. Okay. I don't want anybody to feel attacked. Do your own research. From my understanding, when you wash something, the suds that are left over are still clinging onto a lot of dirt and germs and yuckies. And so if you leave them on your plates and dishes and things, when you put them on the rack, even with the understanding of the suds are gonna slide off of the plate, et cetera, it is more sanitary to rinse them and then put them on the rack. Even though that does use more water, yes. But in order for them to be truly clean, you should be rinsing the suds off. As far as I understand. I'm not a science. So, scrub them, rinse them, and then put them on the rack. Is what I've been told my whole life. So it was very weird to then come into a situation where a lot of people don't rinse the soap off. And I don't think it has anything to do with how the soap is made. Because someone was like, maybe it's because in America you put weird stuff in your soap. We put weird stuff in a lot of things, but I don't think it makes a difference with soap. I think either way, the soap suds works the same. Sure, if you're using a dishwasher. I have lived in many places without dishwashers. So we're not gonna assume people have dishwashers. I'm in England. I live in England, yeah. Also, yeah, you might occasionally taste like a soapiness. And it might be because the soap wasn't fully rinsed off, you know. Tyrant Rallos, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much for subscribing. I mean, when I was living by myself, it really didn't make sense for me to have a dishwasher. Like a full ass dishwasher. It was just me, you know. It didn't make sense to have put in the power and the water for that when I could just hand wash dishes. It just ends up full of every plate I own. Yeah, I've lived here for 5 years. I'm from America, specifically Oregon and California. And yeah, moved here with my husband, who is English, about 5 years ago. Yeah. Impossible. It was yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going for the ILR right now, and you have to be here for 5 years to do that. If you live by yourself and you don't have a dishwasher in your home and you're looking to like add one, there are ones like this big that you can get that are like way cheaper. And if you know, if you live by yourself and you think that it would suit your needs, you could just get a tiny one. Clark is 7. And it takes like no time to load. My nephew actually found that he has an easier time with a countertop dishwasher than a normal dishwasher because it feels like less of a huge job. just whatever he just ate. He just throws those dishes in there and then runs it because it doesn't hold nearly as much. Anywho, yeah, past 3 o'clock here. It's Father's Day, so I wasn't gonna go super overtime because we want to do some family stuff before Sam does Toxic Sunday. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Sorry that I got us into a bunch of spicy topics, but maybe go watch H2O. I don't know. Go see the Arnar Clear scene for yourself. SMH. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day, guys. What I want to say. Oh, right. I'm probably not streaming tomorrow. I'll have Hellions, but I'm probably not going to be here tomorrow. Forgot about that, and like literally until I was like, oh, I've got one more day of demos. But if you still want to troll around in the demos forum that we have up in the Discord, if you want to see what other people in the community have been playing during Next Fest and check some stuff out, go for it. The ones that I think are super worth a look at are Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, Eric's Home is the stealth game that I think is just awesome. Absalom was pretty fun. Bits and Bops was really cute if you like Rhythm Heaven stuff. Dispatch, Possessors, like a Metroidvania, was super cool. Date Everything was very funny. If you liked, oh my gosh, what's it called? The Strange Antiquities is one of the demos. What was the one that they made before Strange Horticulture? Strange something like that. They made a new one. It is Horticulture. Okay. Strange Antiquities is a new one that's all about like magic antiquities. Undermine 2, if you liked Undermine 1, I think is gonna be great. Yeah, lots of good demos to check out, so go do that. And I will see you guys on Tuesday then. In the meantime, let me read off the activity feed and then I'll chuck you to somebody else. But if you came over on a raid today, thank you so much. I hope you had a nice time. I hope we'll see you again. I'm normally tubing. I'm normally a mushroom. It's just Sundays. Sundays are special. Sprinkle the Lich King, thank you for the 47 months. Sanderson for the 49. Walnut for the 126. Rakia for the 123. Exaven for the 104. QWERTY ATG for the 4. Candy, thank you again for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Endeavor for the 97. 0.5 for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. And Tyrant Relos, thank you again for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Let's see if any of the Toxic Sunday boys are streaming yet. Bango streaming. Yeah, let's go say hi to Benji. Okay. Tonight we've got, it's not Sunforged, but a couple of people are missing, again, because it's Father's Day, so we're doing a one-shot, which should be really fun. It's set in universe, it's set in the past of Sunforged, so it could affect future sessions depending on what we do. It should be really fun. So that'll be on Joe Fudge's channel at 8:30 BST, which is like 12:30 Pacific time? Something like that. Either way, I'll see you guys on Tuesday, or I'll see you on Sunforged or Hellions, my D&D stuff. But take care of yourselves, and bye-bye, everybody.